Yo, do not forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Do not forget to thumbs the video up if you enjoyed it. So Deontay Wilder claims he's the A-side again. What A-side? Explain to me, Deontay. What A-side are you? The only guy he's an A-side against is against maybe Bermane Stiverne. Okay, he's the A-side against him. Okay, I'll give you that, Deontay. You're the A-side against Stiverne. You might be the A-side against Arthur Spilka. You might even be the A-side against Johan Duhaupas. But you certainly ain't the A-side against Anthony Joshua. I don't even think you're the A-side against Tyson Fury, to be honest with you. Because Tyson Fury was at least a unified champion. Where's his unified belts? What gives Deontay Wilder the idea that he's the A-side? How many stadiums has he sold out? How many pay-per-view events has he fought on? How many arenas has he sold out? I don't even think Deontay Wilder is the A-side in Alabama. I think if Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury in Alabama in the rematch, I think more people will show up to see Tyson Fury than they would to see Deontay Wilder. Because when Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury in Los Angeles, you heard the crowd cheering on Tyson Fury. So Tyson Fury had a bigger fan base than Deontay Wilder did in Los Angeles. Tyson Fury isn't even from America. He's from the UK. So again, how does Deontay Wilder claim that he's the A-side? The A-side to who? I'm curious to know. I've told you guys several times why I don't believe he's the A-side. I guess, his brother might believe he's the A-side. Deontay Wilder might believe he's the A-side. His team, his trainer, Mark Braylon, his co-trainer, Jay Diaz, his whole management team, they might believe he's the A-side. But I certainly don't. How are you the A-side and you only have one belt? How does one belt make you the A-side? Can somebody explain that to me? How does selling 300,000 pay-per-view buys versus a guy who never fought in the United States makes you the A-side? I certainly don't understand how that makes you the A-side. I don't understand that. Like, how can you be the A-side if you're not generating the money that another guy in your division is generating? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. That's like if I made a video saying I make more money than a YouTuber who has 2.5 million subscribers. Oh yeah, I make more money on my YouTube channel than this dude. I'm the A-side. Compared to this dude who got 2 million subscribers, I make way more money than him. How ridiculous is that? There's no way I make more money than a guy with 2 million subscribers. Why? Because he got way more subscribers than me. He got way more views than me. So he gets way more money than me. So you see how ridiculous it would be if I said I'm the A-side to this guy? I make more money than him. People look at me like I'm retarded. What you mean, Rec? You dumb? That's how I look at Deontay Wilder. How is he this when he goes around saying or claiming that he's the A-side to Anthony Joshua? He's the A-side to all these heavyweights. They got to bow down to him. They got to respect him. How are you the A-side when you're not generating what AJ's generating? It just doesn't make sense, people. It doesn't make sense. How can you say that you are more known, a bigger name, a bigger you're more valuable as a fighter than a certain guy who clearly makes way more money than you, clearly generates way more interest because more people are willing to pay pay-per-view to watch him fight. I mean, this man has had several pay-per-views that sold over 1 million buys. So how can you say that you're the A-side? I just don't understand that. Like, I'm never gonna understand. I'm never gonna understand when a Deontay Wilder fan tells me that he's the A-side to Anthony Joshua. He's the A-side. He's the A-side to what? You can't be. Deontay Wilder stopped being the A-side to Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua's like 10th pro fight. Because once Anthony Joshua fought, I believe, Dillian White, that's when he became the A-side over Deontay Wilder. Because at that point, he was already making more money than Wilder. And then, of course, he became a champion. Then he became a unified champion. Then he won another belt. So it just got worse and worse for Wilder when it comes to, clarifying himself as the A-side versus Anthony Joshua. Because Again, Anthony Joshua was making more money than Wilder when he wasn't even a champion, which is kind of sad, to be honest with you. You live in a country that has way more people than Anthony Joshua lives in, and you ain't making more money than Anthony Joshua was making when he was not even a champion. What type of shit is that? It just goes to show you that American boxing fans really aren't into Deontay Wilder. I honestly believe that all Deontay Wilder's fans are just guys who talk on the internet, who like leave comments on YouTube, on other boxing channels, and my channels and shit like that. I honestly believe that's the case. I just listen, man. Deontay Wilder could walk down the street and ain't nobody will recognize him. I'm telling you right now, except for hardcore boxing fans, hardcore American boxing fans. You got people going, well, Anthony Joshua, if he came to the United States and walked down the street, nobody would know him. Homie, I could say the same thing about Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder walks down my block, ain't nobody recognize this guy. Who he? Some kind of basketball player? He look like one. He's 6'7". He's skinny like one. That's what they're gonna think. He definitely don't look like no champion. I mean, well, knowing Deontay Wilder, Deontay Wilder just named his belt Sophia, so he probably walks around with that belt around his waist and shit, and he shows it off to people. He probably does that. He goes around with that belt around his waist and he says, "Hey, and he just tries to remind people that he the real champion. Hey, man, I'm the real champion. Look at my WBC belt. Her name's Sophia." I think that's what Deontay Wilder does to get recognition and to get respect in the streets. He probably walks around with that belt around his waist, and then he lifts his shirt up and he shows the people, "Look, here's my belt. Here's proof that I'm a champion." Because honestly, I don't think that he could walk down the street and people will recognize him. So I think Deontay Wilder's going to be known. I think when Deontay Wilder finally gets recognition and people finally know who he is when he gets knocked out against Anthony Joshua. Like, that's the only time people will finally know who he is, because they'll be like, "Oh shit, ain't that guy that fought on pay-per-view and got knocked the fuck out in the UK?" That's what he's going to be known as. The guy who got knocked the fuck out against Anthony Joshua in 2 rounds. That's what he's going to be known as. Mark my words. Oh, that's Wilder. That hype job that got knocked out in 2 rounds against Anthony Joshua. That's all I have to say, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit thumbs the video up and join the community by subscribing if you're new to the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.